All right, hey, shalom, shalom. Before I get started, as always, I want to give all praise unto our power, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutation and blessings to the hopeful elect that are scattered throughout the four winds of the earth, that believe wholeheartedly in the true doctrine that is being pushed throughout the four winds of the earth, who are in hope of mercy and salvation in these last seconds of these last days. All right. This video here, I'm gonna be presenting some things that have taken place this week, to prove once again, all right, that the word of the Heavenly Father is real. It's live right now, all right, dealing with what Yahweh Shai said about the dividing of a house. Let's get that real quick. All right, because the house that's divided is the U.S. government. All right, ever since DJT got into office, all right, the divide it's gotten, astronomically apart. Okay, for lack of a better word. All right. But indeed, the house is divided. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. All right. And it's going to continue to be divided. Okay, this is Mark 12 and 25. And Yahweh Shai knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. All right. And America is the kingdom. But you have the two parties, the two political parties, the Democrats and the Republicans, are at odds right now because of the current administration that is taking the White House. All right. Essentially, according to the Democrats, this is a hijacked takeover. All right. And according to the administration that's in there, and I got a Republican out of, I believe he's out of Louisiana, John Kennedy, which he's funny as hell to me, by the way. He sees otherwise. So there's a great divide within this political system, rather just this whole country in itself. All right. And what that does is, like Yahweh Shai said here in Mark 12. Matthew, the 12th chapter and the 25th verse. All right. It says, and Yahweh Shai knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. So this is where America's headed. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is where this place is headed. It's headed to be brought to desolation. All right. It says, in every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. All right. Now, let me show you what I mean by this. All right. Now, what I did was, which I got these two videos queued, but I'm going to go here to this one first. Wait, was it this one? This one? No, it's this one. What I did was I typed in Democrats rally in D.C. All right. And they out there and they mad. They mad than a mofo at what the admin is doing. All right. But this guy, Schumer, okay, he's going into what Elon Musk is actually finding that the U.S. government has been spending money on. And boy, oh boy, things are getting very interesting. But it's nothing that we, hopeful members of the elect, have not known through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. So without any further ado, let's check this video out first. All right. I'm saving John Kennedy for last. Matter of fact, we're going to pull him up. Go to my history real quick. All right, because yeah, this is it right here. Well, we could go to this one because it's shorter. But when we hear that, I mean, let's go, let's listen. Okay.
We are here today as elected members of Congress. We're here today because an unelected billionaire and his team have been given full and unfettered access to our taxpayer money and our government. We just tried to enter the Treasury building as members of Congress, and we will, because we need to provide oversight to Elon Musk and his team. We don't know what they're doing behind these closed doors. The people deserve transparency.
You see, people are mad out there, man. All right, people are upset. And remember, Klaus Schwab said we're heading into a very angry world. This is the beginning of it, where you have members of Congress, federal workers. They went to go into the building, and they was told that they don't work there no more. Okay, so people are livid. All right, and this whole rally was about 2 hours, but this is just clips from it.
The fact that an unelected billionaire has all your private information is a problem.
Hands up on Social Security checks! Hands up on Constitution! Hands up on democracy! Hands off!
We cannot allow Elon Musk and a small group of people to secretly, behind closed doors, take away our privacy, take away our dollars, take away everything we have. We are going to fight this fight. I am going to stand with you in this fight, and we will win. We will win. We will win. We will win. We will win.
Okay, that's that one. Let's go here. This is another one right here, just to give you the sentiment on the divide. All right, the Lord has mingled this spirit here, man. All right,
we are where we are.
Look at these Edomites, man. Look at these devils. Oh man, they are mad at Trump, boy. They protesting the shutdown of United States of America. I forget what the ID stands for. USA ID. Matter of fact, let's look that up. I need that for my next show. Let's look it up. Right, the United States Agency for International Development. So basically foreign aid, all right? Foreign aid. Remember that. That's what the USAID is. Basically foreign aid. It says, is the principal U.S. agency to extend assistance to countries recovering from disaster, trying to escape poverty, and engaging in democratic reforms. Now remind you, democratic reforms. Engaging in democratic reforms. Now, disasters is understandable. Escaping poverty is understandable. All right. And engaging in democratic reforms. We're gonna find out what that means. All right. Well, my man John Kennedy of Louisiana, Republican He's a Louisiana Republican senator. All right. Oh, this is his. Oh, I'm gonna subscribe to him because he had me rolling. That's his page right there, and he uploaded this a day ago. All right. But before we go there, let's get this. Let's get this one. And we ain't gonna watch the whole 17 minutes of John, but we gonna watch that first beginning portion. I might jump to the last portion. But here we go.
We are where we are because we lost the presidential election and we lost 2 houses in November. We have a lot more tools in majority than we do in minority. I'm very happy in Virginia because the first big race that's going to show America what it thinks about a new Trump term is the governor's race in Virginia in November. If you are here and you're a Virginian, in that opening round, let's show the American public a right direction to counter the wrong direction.
We must resist. We must be in the streets. We must take every possible action to stop what is happening. Musk has no right, cannot have the information from the Treasury, cannot have it. The Department of Education is next, the Department of Labor. Resistance all across this nation. We must not let it happen.
Right. And these are different agencies that the Trump administration is getting ready to shut down in the federal government. And what they're saying is they're going to allow the states to dictate education and allocate money where it needs to go and this, that, and the third. All right? So, yeah.
Right now, we know that across the world, USAID employees are brought back. We know that the programs are being shut down. Don't let it happen. Resist at every motion.
We will fight legally. We will fight procedurally, and we will also fight legislatively.
Look how mad the people are, man. They are upset, all right, because Trump is checking the books. He got his man Elon Musk in there checking the books to see where the money is going. All right, and it got everybody upset.
From the House of Representatives to the United States Senate, we will be introducing legislation to stop this assault on our Constitution and separation of powers. And lest you think I'm naive, do not categorize this as a left-to-right fight. This is not about left or right, it's about right and wrong.
Okay. We're gonna see if it's about right and wrong. Which really, this is about bringing America down. That's what it's all about. All right. That's what this place was brought up for, and now it's time to be brought down. Matter of fact, let's go there to Ecclesiastes 3. All right. To every season, there is a time under heaven. All right. I'm gonna start at 1. It says, "To everything there is a season." Ecclesiastes 3:1. "To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven." All right. A time to be born. In this case, America was born, as they would say, 1776. All right. Which they were already over here committing genocide and, enslaving the tribes. All right. So America was born. All right. It says a time to be born and a time to die. And we are in that time to where America's dwindling. It's circling the drain. All right. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which was planted. All right. Let's go down. Real quick, let me see. Okay. Verse 3. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down. And that's what's happening in America. This place is being broken down from the inside out. All right. But it won't be built up. All right. It says, in a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to get and a time to lose. All right? A time to keep and a time to cast away. A time to read, a rend, and a time to sow. A time to keep silence and a time to speak. So you get the point. We are at the time of America being plucked up. All right? We are in the time of America's dying age. Okay? It's over for this place. We're just living out the last seconds of this society. That's it. Okay? You got these people upset in Washington about the administration that's in there checking the books on where they spending the money. All right? Now, let's go to Chuck Schumer. All right? And he's getting ready to read off exactly some of the things that Elon Musk has found where these people have been spending the money. All right? So let's listen. Man, let me see something. Let me see something real quick. This may be the same one.
You're wondering if the car accident that you were involved in is worth pursuing? Odds are...
Just bear with me a second.
For the next 30 seconds,
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, with me today.
No, this ain't the same one. So let's go back to this one.
I've been in the Senate.
And this dude's funny. You know, I watched a couple of his little videos yesterday and this morning. You know what I'm saying? Or I listened, you know, so I can do this show here, all right, and present this information, because this is good information to the prophets, all right. We've been prophesying that this place is going to go into a divide and it's going to be destroyed. All right. Matter of fact, let's go there in Jeremiah. Okay. And we actually are witnessing what the prophets have prophesied come to pass in our time. Okay. Jeremiah 28:8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms. America's a great kingdom, all right, of war and of evil and of pestilence, all right, and that's exactly what's coming to this place. War, okay. You got Trump sending military down to the U.S. border to lock horns with the cartel, all right. Because it looked like Trump ready to take over everything. He said he wanted to own the Gaza Strip. For what? See, these devils, they really think that their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. Let's get that real quick. All right, they really think that, man. Okay. And when Trump went to the WEF. On that screen, when he was on that screen at the WEF, and that the seal of America with the eagle facing the arrows, that was him declaring war on the world. All right, he was basically showing up as a Edomite Debo. If you gonna send your products to America, you're gonna have to pay a 25% tariff tax. Or you could bring your product here and we can make it for you. It's up to you. That's what Trump was saying. And he said this in front of all the world leaders. And he had that big ass seal of America with the eagle facing the wing of the eagle's head facing the arrows, and not the the olive branches. The olive branches represent peace when the eagle's face is facing that. The eagle head facing the olive branches. But at the WEF, the eagle branches or the eagle head was facing the arrows, the 13 arrows that it had, which represented the original 13 colonies. All right. So they set Trump in there to bring war to the planet. All right. And that's what's happening. Okay. He's talking about we gonna own the Gaza Strip. All right. He said the Gulf of Mexico is no longer Gulf of Mexico. It's the Gulf of America. All right. So he's in there shaking shit up. Okay. It says Psalms 49:11. It says their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. All right. And this is what they're doing right now as we speak. Okay. Back in Jeremiah 2:28 again, it says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms. All right. And America's not an exception. All right. See, we've been so far lost from who we are, we don't even believe that there's prophets anymore. Okay. Or if somebody pops up on the internet and they proclaim to be a prophet and they say they got the word of God and they just write stuff down. God told me to write this and God told me to write. It ain't nothing that lines up with biblical prophecy for the most part. Okay? The real prophets break down what was written already. All right? And show you what's happening in real time, and we showing you in the scriptures that this is what this means. Okay? This is what this means. Okay? It's over with. Okay? So let's go back to John Kennedy, and we're going to listen to a little bit of him. All right?
I've been in the Senate for 8 years. In dog years, that's 56 years. And it feels like 56 years. I've learned a lot, met a lot of interesting people. You know, before I got here, everybody told me about the Washington bubble. And I said, you know, how serious could they be? Well, it's true. There is a Washington bubble. This place is different. It's in its own way, sometimes disappointing, sometimes refreshing. It is deeply weird. For one thing, common sense is illegal in Washington. It's illegal. For another thing, I discovered that this is a town of very frustrated ex-class presidents. And there's a Washington way of doing things. And when things aren't done that way, when somebody challenges the status quo, many, not all, but many of these frustrated ex-class presidents in Washington, on the Hill and otherwise, they get excited, not in a good way.
They angry, is what he's saying. All right, he's gonna mention the Democrats who are upset at what the administration in there is doing. DJT and his administration, they're upset about it. All right, because they're not going by the like John Kennedy just said, the status quo. All right, they in there shaking things up, man. Okay, and ultimately that's the Spirit of the Lord doing these things. All right, Isaiah 19 chapter has been coming out ever since ever since Trump has taken office, because he is that cruel Lord. All right. And this little infighting is going to turn into a physical civil unrest, straight up war. All right, all the way up, and it's gonna get violent, and it's not gonna stop until Yahweh Shai returns, man.
They can't get their mind around doing anything other than the Washington way. They, some of them, particularly in the media, they go almost catatonic, or the exact opposite. They foam at the mouth, and they really get upset. They can make a Valium nervous. It's like the world, we're not doing things the way we've always done them, and the world's going to spin off its axis. I want to try to put in perspective what many of my Democratic friends have been talking about today.
And he's referring to these same Democrats that were out here rallying, all right, a couple days ago against Trump and against his cabinet. Okay, and as you look at the comments, nervous money launderers. It says, we, the corrupt bureaucrats, give a very humane 10% to the needy and keep a very modest 90% to ourselves. We represent the U.S. people. see, the divide is spreading over to the actual people. Because now people are saying, wait a minute. They sitting up here tripping on Trump going into the Treasury and counting the money and seeing where money is being allocated to. Federal employees, there was a video I saw, they spent $10 million on sushi. When the federal employees been working from home, they have a $10 million they had a $10 million spending on sushi. And everybody's working from home. And that's all the taxpayers' money. Okay? So what's happening is the skirt is being lifted up. Matter of fact, let's get that. The Lord is lifting up the skirt on this place, man. He's uncovered thy leg. Okay? That's what's happened. The Lord has uncovered the leg of Babylon the Great, man. All right? Let me see. This is a good one. We're going to start at verse 1, Isaiah 47:1. I believe it's another one in Revelation as well. All right. Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit down in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, which is America. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstones and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen. And if you spending $10 million for employees, federal employees to eat sushi, all right, that's shame to the American people, because here it is, we have a fucking homeless crisis in this country. All right, a homeless crisis that's overtaking all the major cities, but yet federal employees are spending $10 million on sushi. But wait, there's more. All right, we're going to get to John Kennedy finna break it down for you. All right, but this is the Lord exposing you. All right, this place is being exposed. It says, I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man. All right. And that's ultimately when Yahweh Shai returns. He's not going to meet this place as he did. He ain't going to come as he came 2,000 years ago. He gonna come as an angelic force with all the forces of the heavens. All right. Let me see real quick. Bear with me a second. I'm gonna see if I can find that one. Matter of fact, we're gonna come back to this because I want to let Schumer speak, and then we're gonna come back to this. All right, let's go. Well, not Schumer, Kennedy.
They're very, very, very upset at President Trump. And they're very, very, very upset at Elon Musk. President Trump ran for president on a number of issues. One of the issues he ran on, he said it almost every day. He said, if you elect me president, I'm going to go through the entire budget and review all the spending, line by line. If I heard him say that once, I heard him say it 1,000 times. And that's what he's been doing. He went out and appointed, through an executive order, Elon Musk, who some people like him, some don't, but he's not a dummy. He's a very successful business person. He's got a top secret security clearance. President Trump issued an executive order, and he turned to Mr. Musk, and he said, Mr. Musk, I want you to do for me what I said I was going to do in the election. I want you to go through all the spending, line by line. Now, let me ask you something, Mr. President. How are you going to review the spending without reviewing the spending? How are you going to audit the spending by an agency without auditing the agency? That's what I mean when I say common sense is illegal in Washington, D.C. That's what Mr. Musk is doing. He's put together a crackerjack team, and they're going through everybody's spending line by line, item by item. And my Democratic colleagues are very, very, very upset. And they've been very eloquent. They've talked about the process, and President Trump's executive order supposedly violates the Constitution. And they've accused Mr. Musk of having conflicts of interest. And so I've heard people say he's sitting over there with a notepad copying down everybody's Social Security number, and he's going to go use it to make money. I mean, people in this town, not just my Democratic colleagues, they're really upset. They've never had anybody question their spending. But that's what Mr. Musk is doing. But you know what? I've listened. This has been going on for a week.
Salakia, I'm just speeding it up.
People have been screaming like they're part of a prison riot. Oh my God, look at what Musk is doing. He's looking at the spending. And I've listened to people talk about the process and debate whether it's constitutional and discuss how many lawyers can dance on the head of a pin. But you know what?
Him and his Salakia. But him and his little sayings he got, man, he funny as hell. But Salakia, here we go. He finna get into exactly what Elon is finding, that the United States Agency of International Development, what they're spending money on. All right, he's getting ready to show you. He's getting ready to tell you exactly where your tax dollars is going. All right, and this is why the divide is trickling down to the average person. because the average person probably like, well, what the fuck we spending money? This the homelessness, veterans, veteran affairs, veterans are home, and that's another thing. They going into the VA too. All right, this administration, they going to find out where every dime is going. All right, and what's being uncovered is not beneficial for the American taxpayer, and this is why there's this great divide happening as we are speaking. All right.
I heard one single person who's upset with President Trump or Mr. Musk talk about what he's found. They don't want to talk about the spending porn, the waste of taxpayer money that he's found. I mean, that's the point of all this. I tell you who is interested. The American people. The people in America who get up every day and go to work and obey the law and pay their taxes and try to educate their kids and try to do the right thing by their kids and try to save a little money for retirement and have had to live through 20% inflation under President Biden. They understand what Musk is doing. They understand spending porn and wasting taxpayer money. Now, Mr. Musk started with the USAID. That handles a lot of foreign aid for America. American people are very generous. In our country, when you're homeless, we'll house you. When you're hungry, we'll feed you.
Not in America. Go to any major city downtown. Go to any major city and go to the downtown areas. And you tell me are they housing the homeless. But with this administration, DJT said that they're going to clean up the urban camping. That's what he called it, urban camping. All right? And they're going to put them into these facilities. Okay? And more than likely, they're going to kill them off in there, man. All right? So now, Kennedy's about to tell you exactly where the money's going.
Country, when you're too poor to be sick, we'll pay for your doctor. And we send a lot of money overseas to help our world's neighbors. And the USAID is in charge, in large part, of that. But I'll tell you what Mr. Musk discovered. I find it fascinating. He discovered that the American taxpayers are giving money to Afghanistan. He found that we are giving money to Yemen. He found that we are giving money to Syria. I didn't know that. Some of our foreign aid is going to Yemen, Afghanistan, Syria. He found that the USAID has 10,000 people. 10,000 people, employees. And every year they give away $40 billion.
$40 billion they give away. Let's find out where's this money going.
Musk also found, and I'm not saying that all of this money is wasteful. I'm not. Some of this money, I'm sure, does some good. That's why Secretary Rubio is going to revamp the department to separate the good from the bad. But this is the kind of stuff Mr. Musk found. He found that the USAID gave money to support electric vehicles in Vietnam. Our money, taxpayer money. He found that USAID...
And what you're going to find out after he goes through this list is that, as it is written, I'm going to hold that one on deck too, here in the book of Jeremiah as well. All right? What you finding out, what we about to find out is that Babylon have been that golden cup to make all the earth drunken. All right? That's what we getting ready to really find out with this list. See, he doesn't know. Everybody in there don't know. All right? The American people don't know. The prophets know. All right? This is why the Most High has set us up. All right? So that we can show you these things biblically. Okay? Because this is all that matters.
He gave money to a transgender clinic in India. I didn't know that. I bet the American people didn't know that.
A transgender clinic in India. All right? This is them pushing that satanic agenda on the entire planet. All right?
He found that USAID gave $1.5 million to a Serbian LGBTQ group called Grupa Izadaji.
$1.5 million to another alphabet people group in another country. Okay?
I mispronounced that. My apologies. Anyway, they got $1.5 million to, quote, advance diversity, equity, inclusion in Serbia's workplaces and business communities.
Just like here in America, they was pushing this agenda on all these countries and giving them money to do so. Include these people in society, all right, and we'll give you the money. You know, protect these people with laws, and we're gonna give you money. All right, and you got people mad. Well, that's why the Lord is gonna straight up smoke this place. Okay.
What else did Mr. Musk found that my colleagues don't want to talk about? Well, he reviewed a study and then went and checked it. The study was done by the Middle East Forum. They found that USAID spent $164 million to support radical organizations around the world. We're not talking
training T-IS groups around the world. Okay? Taxpayers' money is going to train T groups around the world to create these boogeymen that Esau Edom is fighting. And at the same time, he's training and funding. Yeah, it's over with, man. And it's going to just continue to get deeper and deeper of what is being exposed, where the money is going. And pretty soon the people going to say, you know what, to hell. People going to start putting people to death, man. All right? Because he said 164 million to these radical T groups, all right, around the world. But again, you have homelessness. The American people are suffering inflation. You know, it's hard to pay bills and buy groceries and keep up with the rent, keep up with the car payment and all that. Yet they spending money on madness outside of this country. All right? And this is why 2 Ezra 15 said, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. All right? Matter of fact, let's get that. Let's get that real quick. Let's get that, man. People gonna rise up against this place, man. All right. 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 15 and 16. It says, for the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. Your modern day swords are these different firearms. All right. For there shall be sedition among men. All right. A sedition is coming against a government. All right. That's what that is. Matter of fact, let's make sure, because I might have that word confused with another word. But I believe, rebellion, uprising, factitious commotion in the state. All right. In this case, the state of America, the United States of America, Babylon the Great. All right. It says concerted attempt to overthrow civil authority. And this is coming. All right. We reading it in the prophecy. We just see the Lord is peeling back the layers of the onion. And then once it's all brought out, that's when it's going to get violent out here, man. It says violent strife between factions, civil or religious disorder. All right. And this case is civil. All right. Riot, rebelliousness against authority. All right. Civil disorder. dissension, strife, rebellion, mutiny, literally a going apart, separation. All right? And this is what's happening. And the Lord is laying it all out for you to see.
And Cub Scout troops here. We're talking about radical organizations around the world. They gave $122 million of that to groups aligned with foreign terrorist organizations.
See that?
Our taxpayer money. According to this report and Mr. Musk, the USAID has given millions of dollars to, quote, organizations in Gaza controlled by Hamas. Why aren't my colleagues talking about that? Recipients of the money, they found, have, quote, called for their lands to be cleansed from the impurity of Jews. That's what we're giving foreign aid to. What else? I'm not going to spend my whole time talking about this, but nobody else is talking about it. They're just talking about the process. And Mr. Musk, and he's a mean guy, and he shouldn't be looking at our spending. Well, he is. And I kind of find what he's found out interesting. He found that we gave $2 million, USAID did, for sex changes in Guatemala.
You see? The people are going to rebel. Okay? The people are going to rebel. It's that simple. We just read it in 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. And these are the things that are getting the emotions of the people stirred up. All right?
He found that we gave $20 million to produce a new Sesame Street show in Iraq.
And you know what that's for. A Sesame Street show in Iraq is to get those children involved in TV so that they can, do what they've been doing here in Babylon, which is SEXCHILD trafficking. Okay? Because that's what Sesame Street was all about. All these shows that Esau put together to get children to want to be on and be a part of was him, setting up a selection process so he can freak off and sacrifice on these children, man. So they gave $20 million for a whole Sesame Street in Iraq after they done blew that goddamn place from here to Kingdom Come. Rubble every goddamn where. They want to give them $20 million to start Sesame Street so they can start freaking off on those children. This man has to go. Period.
We found that we gave $4.5 million of taxpayer money to combat disinformation in Kazakhstan. He found that we gave $10 million, USAID did, of meals to an Al-Qaeda-linked terrorist group called the Nusra Front. Mr. Musk found...
And it's supposed to be a war on terror by the U.S. government, but they feeding them and giving them money. This is why the scriptures say that this serpent, Esau, Edom, he was more subtle than any beast of the field that the Lord had made. Matter of fact, let's get that. In the book of Genesis. And this is what the devil has been doing around the world. He creates the boogeyman. All right. First, he robbing the American people with their tax dollars, using their tax dollars to create these boogeymen around the world so that he can seem like the good guy that's policing the world and ridding it of evil when he's in all actuality the evil that is wrong with the planet. Okay? But he throws rocks and hides his hand. That's how the devil gets down. The devil ain't gonna never tell you he's the devil. Okay? But we at the end and the Lord is exposing them. The Lord is uncovering their ass, man. Ain't nowhere they can hide. All right? Genesis 3:1. Now the serpent goes back. This is the spirit that's in Esau, Edom today. Okay? because the serpent wasn't an actual serpent. It was a man who had snake-like ways. We all heard the term, oh, snake ass nigga. You know, keep my grass cut so I can, cut the grass so I can see the serpents. You know. So the serpent in the garden in the beginning was an actual man, and that same spirit in the serpent from the beginning is the same spirit in Esau, Edom today. Okay. It says, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which Yahweh's powers, all right, Yahweh's angels had made. That's how it should read, all right? Because, and when it says any beast of the field, it's speaking about the people outside of those in whom the Lord gave the breath of life, which were the Adamites. All right, because except the Adamites, should I say, the people were they moved as beasts. They moved on instinct. They didn't have no understanding of anything. They were just people. All right, but the Lord blew the breath of life within Adam, and Adam became a living soul, and he started to set the guidelines and the rules in the planet Earth, all right, with the rest of the Adamites, okay? So again, reading from the top, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the Lord's powers or the Lord's angels had made. And he said unto the woman, all right, yea, have God said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And this is him deceiving the woman. All right. So you can apply this same spirit to Esau, Edom in these foreign countries, giving all this aid out to these terror groups. You know what I'm saying? And deceiving them. Not knowing that they getting ready to fight the same people that built them up and funded them to be these T groups. All right. And Esau going to reverse it, make them the bad guy, and he's going to be the hero that destroys them. It's been this devil's MO since he's been in the power seat. Okay? So let's go back.
That we gave $7.9 million of taxpayer money to a project that would teach Sri Lankan journalists to avoid binary gendered language. The USAID took $8 million and gave it to a bunch of journalists in Sri Lanka to teach them how to avoid binary gendered language. I don't know what the hell binary gendered language is. I think I do. You think most taxpayers would support that? Why are we talking about that? The USAID gave $1.5 million to promote LGBT advocacy in Jamaica. They gave $1.5 million to rebuild the Cuban media ecosystem. They gave $1.5 million for, quote, art for inclusion of people with disabilities in Belarus. Another $3.9 million for LGBT causes in Macedonia. $8.3 million for equity and inclusion education in Nepal. I could go all night.
Oh man, the Most High is the master. All right, he has these people all over the goddamn place. All right, and we're the only ones sitting back and watching the Lord work. Okay, this is the beauty of the Lord opening up your mind to this truth, man, because now you're rooted and grounded. You're not emotionally attached like the rest of the people out there. All right, they're attached emotionally. Like we was looking at them Democrats out in that rally, you know, forehead all bundled up with anger and they screaming and spitting. Okay, but here it is, John Kennedy here. He's telling the world, look, this is what he's finding. All these millions of dollars are going to shit that the average taxpayer would not be good with. All right, pushing the LGBTQ around the world. This is so Satan can have total dominion in this planet, man. This is why I said we're going to go to Jeremiah, all right, the 51st chapter, okay? Because this is exactly what the Lord used Babylon for, and now he's getting ready to take Babylon out the way. Point blank, period. Jeremiah 51:7. Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. And Kennedy was just showing you. All right, we'll give you 4 million if you protect the LGBTQ people, the alphabet people in your country. We'll give you 8 million in this country. We'll give you 2 million in this country. We'll give you 5 million in that country. Okay? And that's just on that level with the alphabet people. They giving out more money for these T groups, all right, to train them, all right, to create the boogeyman so that they can have somebody to fight and say that they, cleaning up the earth. When in actuality, it's this devil, Esau Edom. He's the problem in the planet Earth. What poor country you think gonna turn down $8 million that they allocate for them to give rights to these people? $2 million to I think he said El Salvador or Ecuador or somewhere for sex changes. Okay? This is Babylon making the earth drunk. Okay? Jeremiah 51:7 again. Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain. If so, she may be healed. And that's not going to happen. America's not going to be healed. This is just the beginning of her flatlining. They trying to resuscitate, I forget the word, resuscitate this place, but it's too late. It's over. Okay? So let's read this here in Revelation, the 18th chapter, and then we'll get out of here. If I remember, I'll place these videos in the description box, or you could just type it in, man. Type in, Kennedy, Americans understand that what Doge is doing, and he got 5,000 comments on it. Let's see. It says, not only do I understand what's happening, I voted to have it happen. These are the people that's, we need our money back. It says, the more upset they are reflects the size of their kickbacks. Talking about the Dems. It says, any politician that is fighting Doge is scared to be exposed for the corruption they are in. See, the Lord, he mingled this spirit in Babylon, man. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Look at this one. This man is not only a gentleman, but a true American treasure. Talking about John Kennedy. It says, we sure do understand, and we sure do understand Doge. That's the Elon Musk. They checking the pocketbooks of where the money's been going in America. We need more senators like Kennedy. See, the people are invested. They are invested emotionally. And there will be a plot twist to all this. Trust and believe that. It says, we require more individuals like Mr. Kennedy who communicate straightforwardly. I could listen to Senator Kennedy for days. Common sense with the most clever sayings. Yeah, he funny as shit, man. But as you see, the people see what's happening. But really, they don't see what's happening on a spiritual level. They see what's happening on the surface level. But a spiritual level, they don't see what the prophets are saying. All right? This is the Most High had used Babylon to make all the earth drunken. So now we're going to go to the book of Revelation, the 18th chapter. All right. Because there will be a great lamenting for this place. All right. It's going to go out, and it's going to go out very violent. I'm going to read through this pretty quick. Revelation 18:9. It says, "And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her." The her is talking about Babylon the Great, America. All right. Okay. The kings of the earth that have committed fornication with her. All right. And lived deliciously with her. Kennedy was just reading off some of the fornication that these nations have taken from Babylon the Great. All right. They allow the alphabet people into their country for money. Okay. When most countries around the world, all right, don't accept the alphabet people. Don't accept 80,000 goddamn genders. All right. Most countries around the world have a God core base, man. But America has been that golden cup that made the earth drunken with their bullshit. Alphabet people and boogeymen. And they call them T groups. They train them and they fund them, and then they fight them and say, well, they did this. Okay? So again, Revelation 18:9, "And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning," because that's going to be the end of America. "Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise any more." See, America's been the biggest import nation to all other nations on the planet. Everything that we get here that we use on the regular, all these goddamn cell phones, they come from overseas. All right? Your computers, these vehicles, they're all made outside of America and shipped to America for these billionaire techs and these different companies to make all kind of money off of this place. All right? It says, "The merchants of gold, silver, and precious stones and pearls and the fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all thine wood and all manner of vessels of ivory and all manner of vessels of most precious wood and of brass and iron and marble." All right, so you read on, it just breaks down everything that comes to this place. All right, now I'm gonna just go to 20 and 21, and that'll be it. It says, "Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets." All right, because we're sitting back, we're actually rejoicing now in the spirit, because we see the turning point. It's over with. It ain't going good. It's not going to get better. All right, it will not get better here. Okay, it says, "For the Most High have avenged you on her. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, Thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all." Okay, so everything that's going on is basically the onion being peeled back until the time of destruction. All right, as you can see, the American people are upset. They look at the comments. I just seen one that said "God will" something. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Oh, there it is. "God will reveal and shine his light on the darkness." And that's exactly what he's doing on all of America. Okay? Look at this one. "I'm just floored. We didn't know, and why not? Thanks, Senator Kennedy. Thank you, Elon, and God bless you, President Trump, who can argue with stopping the insanity." All right? So, like we've been saying, Trump was put in there to be this false light of hope, and it's working. Okay? Look at the comments. Just go and look at the comments, man. So I'm going to end it there. Lord will, we'll be back a little later with another show through the Spirit and Power of Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Lord willing. And Lord will, this was edifying to the hopeful elect and exhorting. We're going to give all praise to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, and we on to the next video. Shalom.